nangu Bushiri implicate General Sibiya.
General Mkhwanazi ukhuluma into angazazi nje. There's nothing like that. That what General Mkhwanazi is talking about is in his own head, in his own mind.
A few moments later,
the threats of our lives and the demand of money began to grow. I remember some of my team members going to have a meeting with this fellow general, known as General Sibiya. So much money was collected, so it was corruption after another corruption.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's take a look at the story briefly. Prophet Sherperd Bushiri took to social media to announce that his appeal against his extradition case back to South Africa was won by his attorneys, meaning that he will not be coming back to face his charges and will remain in Malawi. That is a win for him, and they are celebrating with his supporters. And it's a win for South Africa as well, because he will not be able to come into South Africa unless he is willing to face the law. Now, in terms of South Africans, they have started to drag the prophet, obviously, and Floyd Chivambu for his association with him, and the EFF's Naledi Chira is also getting dragged for supporting the fugitive of the law. But what does this mean for the people who lost their monies to the scheme that he was arrested for and all the other charges? At this moment, the prosecutors have not responded in this case. But in his response, and he took to the podium and was celebrating the news, and also went on to outline how the South African police tormented him, including the people implicated in the ad hoc and Madlanga Commission, Sibiya to be particular. So Yaguningi, maybe he'll be called in for that. That could be something. And at this moment, what does this mean for the people who lost their monies to his scheme? Let's take a look at the thoughts and sentiments around this. Please give this video a thumbs up as we take a look.
Upi Bushiri, Nama donation. If we had one continent, we're going to pick up Bushiri like we're picking up a chicken from a chicken run from wherever he is. But these useless borders that are overrated make it impossible for us to even go after people we know have committed crimes in our country and have gone to hide in other countries.
Bafethu awuyachilo lo General Sibiya ye alikwazi igama lakhe li nawuphi umgila mkhuba nesiphisikelekeqe igama lakhe livele abe kube innocent allegedly and achuzanga mntu.
So much money was collected that time, went to the embassy, South Africa, the embassy, and lodged a complaint, and this is on records, to say our citizen is being harassed with his wife. And the embassy advised them to write the South African Human Rights Commission, which these two organizations began to interact over our rights. Nothing happened, and this made us also to take further steps, because the threats of our lives and the demand of money began to grow.
Bushiri just admitted to having bribed Lieutenant General Sibiya and other police officers to drop his case in South Africa before he escaped back to Malawi. Bushiri says he met with a Captain Paul, who is surnameless, and Paul said, hey, we can make this case go away for you. We just need a bit of money. I will organize a meeting between you and one guy from the Hawks, and we can just drop this case. And he says at some point, some of his team members ended up having a meeting with Lieutenant General Sibiya, whom he alleges that they paid a lot of money, but he couldn't make the case disappear. And he said when you go to officials, even those officials kept wanting money, bottomless money. A lot of people are saying that he is using this for clout because of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry and SAPS being under, a microscope. But with everything that we've learned about General Sibiya this week, I am going to just believe him. And my thing is, General Sibiya is so smart. If you heard Witness C at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, he said that Ket Matlala said, Sibiya just wants cash. He doesn't want any transfer. He doesn't want anything. At some point, Matlala transferred 80,000 to Sibiya, in which he sent back. And he says, I don't want paper trails. Matlala was naming places where he had met with Sibiya to give him sums of like 500,000. So he's very, very intelligent. A very intelligent criminal. Allegedly. South Africa is a movie, guys.
As you may be aware that my wife and I left South Africa on grounds that we actually felt the persecution that we were facing in South Africa, being arrested on issues that were unfounded. Not only that, we survived several death threats and attempts by various assassins, which we believe that were linked to some government officials, more especially the investigating officers who were actually investigating us. That tells you that we wouldn't, clear our names if we would have been killed. So we decided to come back home here in Malawi, and we handed over ourselves to the courts in Malawi here, to our law enforcement, because it was not an issue of running away from the justice system. Prophet Sherperd Bushiri and his wife never benefited from any money that was stolen or taken by the Rising Estate. What is the Rising Estate? Rising Estate was one of the forex traders that actually came in our church and took money from our members to say they would trade for them over 106 million rands, and they never gave back the money to our people. What did we do? My wife and I took over $5 million at that period, which in today's current value, it must be over 90 million rands. And we began to pay our members because we didn't want our members to be victims. What did South African government do? They come and arrest me and my wife. Yet, my wife and I had opened a case against the Rising Estate for stealing money from our members. So we decided to pay money the victims in our church, and then we to claim back our money from Rising Estate. But what does the South African government do? They arrest me, they arrest my wife, and gave us a name of the 106 million, not Rising Estate. The whole world knows me and my wife stole 106 million rands from people. And they never told the world that actually we took our money over 90 million and pay off those people.
So namkhumbula uSherperd Bushiri bekanesondo lapha ePretoria Showground ECG Church ebenabalandeli abaningi, the major one, yes papa, that one. So uSherperd Bushiri, he was arrested nonkosikazi wakhe in the early 2020s somewhere there for fraud, money laundering and theft. So after being arrested, they were released on bail, and then bail condition yabo, it was good, they do not need to go to baphume South Africa, kumele babe khona South Africa and approach the High Court of Malawi. Good, no man, I did not find injustice in South Africa. I need to go to justice because of like ama cases labang bega one. I had nothing to do with them. And then there was an investigation, and then there was court proceedings. He attended all the cases, of which we are not even sure which Nalapa Malawi they did the right thing now. But then the day before yesterday, case yake, it was by Tula Court, he was found not guilty on those cases of theft, money laundering. Yes, those cases. And then after being said ukuthi he's not guilty, waya esondweni nafe esondweni wacula hallelujah, wakhipha ama files. And then one of the files azikhiphile, you can go to this video and check, whereby maybe you can start watching the video from 1 hour 45 minutes on his YouTube page. That's where he's giving testimony with Sherperd Sibiya. He was extorting imali from Sherperd Bushiri as a protection fee. Protection for what, guys? Kandi why lo baba thanda imali? Kandi why Sherperd Sibiya is not being arrested? Like why lo baba lo angaboshwa? Let's be honest. Why Sherperd angaboshwa like already?
Bushiri wobashana ubiza uSibiya nge-multi-millionaire wobashana. Bushiri wobashana umfundisi waseMalawi wobashana usephuma ezidlangalaleni wobashana wathi ngisemzansi uSibiya wengikhokhisa i-protection fee engidla amamiliyoni. Ethi mangayikhiphi le mali ngizophambana nemvula kungishubele wobashana. Bushiri wobashana uze walibeka ngembaba wathi uSibiya uyi-Big 5 cartel wobashana. Ay bosho Sibiya. Angazi uyiphendulela uthini ngoba ne-cross question iyaxaka mpemu. Azi noma uSibiya ba-corrupt noma umzansi u-corrupt. Hey kona lokho.
Yo, there you have it. Those are some of the sentiments coming in there. Please follow the different social media accounts on socials. There are some of the videos that have been shortened in order to make this video a little bit concise. It is official. Prophet Sherperd Bushiri will not be coming back to South Africa to face his charges. This is after he fled to Malawi, and recently the Malawian court have denied or has won the appeal for his extradition back to South Africa, and he's staying there. So it's a win for him. But is this an abortion of justice? What are your thoughts? He also made a couple of remarks, linking his arrest activities to the people who are implicated in the ad hoc committee and the Madlanga Commission. Particularly Sibiya's name is coming up. What are your thoughts on this? Is South African law failing the people? What about those millions people lost? Please do let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.